Well, I'm back again with another reaction to my predictions, and it's yet another league where I didn't do horrendously well in my predictions. I got more than I did yesterday though, so let's recap it and let's see where I got right and where I got wrong, because there's certainly more that I got wrong than right. Let's just dive into it. Again, hopefully you can see it alright, but in bottom, let's just start there. Hamilton Academical. Oh, Ben picked Hamilton to get relegated. Oh, Ben's so stereotypical. Yes, I know. Hamilton to finish bottom, it just didn't happen, did it? Again, another year where people would have probably just stuck Hamilton in the relegation places, either one of them, and expected them to go down. And they've proven us all wrong yet again. I think that's now their 6th successive year in the Premiership. They are just proving us all wrong, aren't they? I think next season I might plump for them. I'm not going to make any predictions of what I'm going to predict next season because it will really depend on what I think at that time. Hamilton might end up in my relegation places for next season as well. I'm massively to blame for putting them there this season because they just didn't finish there. They finished in 10th, so yet again this one was wrong. The first one that I got right, and yet again in the league, like yesterday where I got Queen of the South right in the relegation playoff place, I stuck St Mirren there, and I was correct to do so. St Mirren finished in the relegation playoff place, as you saw from my vlogs in the past week, which have done me fantastically well, so me predicting them to finish there ended up doing me well in the long run anyway. But St Mirren finished in the relegation playoff place, and it was one that I got right, so happy days. 10th place, Livingston. At one point in the season, it did look like this might have been a bit of a sort of surprising call because they were doing very well at one point, but then, like Ayr United in the Scottish Championship, they really kind of fell off in the second half of the season and ended up falling down to like 9th place. So it wasn't the best of seasons for Livingston, but staying up would have been the main goal, and they did that. I expect them to struggle next season though. I do. I don't know how they'll do overall next season, whether it will be relegation or just staying up. But I do expect them to struggle more than they did this season. I don't expect them to have the first half of the season like they did this season. So, them finishing in 9th as it was in real life, me picking them to finish 10th, wasn't too far off, but at the end of the day, another one wrong. Again, let's just kind of skim over the last couple, or last few in the bottom 6, because it really is kind of a boring lot to go through. 9th I had Dundee, they obviously got relegated. I did say in the video that it was based on what I thought of them before the season, but I did think they would have ended up having enough quality. That didn't happen. Really didn't happen. Dundee got relegated, automatically relegated, and we will have a Dundee derby and me visiting the same street 4 times next season. So Dundee didn't live up to the expectations that even I had them at, not that that was very high. I got it wrong. I don't know where I'll put them to finish in next season's championship though. It's a toughie because it really does depend on the recruitment, who they bring in as manager. There's a lot of variables for Dundee next season. 8th and 7th I had St Johnstone and Motherwell, and they ended up finishing St Johnstone in 7th and Motherwell in 8th. So it really was a toss up, and I think there literally was about like a couple of points in it or something like that. So again, another one that was, as I said, a toss of a coin. I did get them in the right sort of positions, and not much between the teams, put it that way. Starting off with the top 6, I had Kilmarnock finishing in 6th, and they obviously ended up finishing their highest league position, or the first time they finished 3rd, in about 50 odd years. So I got it wrong, but I don't think anyone really could have overseen Kilmarnock having another fantastic season like they did. They obviously have done fantastically well, and Steve Clarke moving on to the Scotland job could be a problem for them next season. It really does. Like Dundee, it really does depend who they bring in as manager next season, because he has a big set of shoes to fill in terms of Steve Clarke. I had them finishing in the top 6, I ended up getting the bottom 6 and the top 6 teams right, so that's the only thing I can really claim with Kilmarnock. But the league position I did get wrong. Heart of Midlothian I had finishing in 5th, and they finished in 6th, so another one where I really wasn't that far off, was I? So I'm not going to beat myself up too much about this one, because I did predict them to finish around that area. 5th was wrong, but 6th, not too far off. 4th I had Aberdeen, and this is one that I got correct. Another one that I did well to predict, I think, because it was kind of a bit of a tough call to make, putting them in fourth and not second or something like that, like they have done in recent years, or even third. But fourth, I got it right. They've got European football on the cards, so I can't really complain with that prediction. I did it well. Third place, I had Rangers, and I will caveat this one with something I said in that video at the start of the season, where I said that it would be a close knit battle with Hibernian in second, and obviously the second place prediction was wrong, but I did say that, you know, it would be a close battle between Rangers finishing in either second or third, so I wasn't too far off, but they did finish in second with 9 points off of Celtic, so I don't know if the competition was really made any more this season. I think at one point it might have been, but then Rangers kept fluffing the lines every time they had a chance to pull back on Celtic, so my overall prediction was wrong, but another one where I wasn't too far off at all. Second place, I had Hibernian, and at one point in the season, like a couple of these predictions that I've mentioned, it did look a bit iffy to have put them in second place, considering at one point they were sitting in the bottom six for a couple of weeks, but when they brought Paul Heckingbottom in, he had them flying at one point, and he pushed them up to fifth above Hearts in the league table, so I was quite wrong on this one. Hibs are not getting European football. Hibs did not push Celtic closest this season. At least I had them finishing in the top six. I'm giving myself credit for the little things here. And then first place, I mean, do you need to really say any more? It wasn't exactly the boldest prediction to make at the start of the season. Like my Scottish Championship ones, Ross County to win the league, again, wasn't very bold and I got it right. But I've got to give myself credit because I did get it right. Celtic finished first, and they won the treble yet again. The treble they have now secured, and another league title. That's 8 in a row now, and next season they'll be looking to go for 9 in a row. But with Neil Lennon at the helm now, I don't see it being as easy as they once thought it might have been. So Celtic finishing first this season, I did get it right. Who knows what I'll pick come around end of July, August time in terms of these league predictions, because will I have Celtic finishing top of the league next season? You'll need to wait and see. But aye, that's it for this video, guys. Cheers for watching. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like. Comment down below how many of these predictions you would have got right at the start of the season compared to now. Obviously, as I said, I got the relegation playoff place right, I got Aberdeen right, and I got Celtic right. So I got 3 out of 12 on this one. In yesterday's video I got 2 out of 10. It's really not a great ratio, but let me know what yours was like for this season, and I probably will do this again for next season at some point in the next couple of months after transfers have been made and how I see teams starting the Betfred Cup campaign, and for these teams their European campaign. But aye, let me know what yours was and subscribe for more of this type of content, and until the next video, which not entirely sure what it will be yet, but I will have some content for you before the weekend when I go to another junior game. So until that video, I'll see you then. Cheers, guys.